Overheating revisited. Do Canon need to fix it? Today we look at the options that Canon have, including that Sony fix. Let's answer the first question. Do Canon need to fix it? Gerald done a live stream last night. He set the camera at 4K HQ mode, and he had stability was on, servo AF was on, and the camera ran for 41.5 minutes before it cut out. This was recording to an external recorder, and it was the equivalent of streaming. He immediately continued at 4K 30, which is he termed standard HQ, and he continued with that for the remainder of the live stream, which was 3 hours in total. He also said it would have continued beyond that. So personally, that sounds pretty good to me. One other aspect of that was that the battery lasted 1 hour 45 minutes, and he used a total of 2 batteries for the whole 3 hour live stream. So that's good information, and it certainly sounds like it's a capable device. However, social media is overheating, and it's about to go supernova if nothing is done. Canon share price is falling, and recently their CEO stepped down due to ill health. All of this suggests that something must be done. Let's look at Canon's options. The first option we'll look at is hardware fix. They could look at a heatsink, sort of heat pipe device, some sort of Peltier device. All of these would potentially give the camera the ability to radiate heat better and minimise the heat build-up inside the body. However, this would involve a recall of some kind, and that in itself would be damaging to Canon, so that's likely to be a last resort. Rumour has it that the second shipment is delayed. That might be to buy them time so that they can make a decision on that. The second option to consider is possible codec changes. Now, Canon could introduce 8-bit codecs to reduce the processor overhead and the build-up in heat. I think this is a likely change because it could be sold as adding flexibility and adding options to the camera. I doubt they'd consider removing any options like certainly 8K or anything like that. That would be an absolute PR disaster for them. Another consideration is standard 4K. This has come in for some criticism. The line skipping on this mode has been decried quite a bit. People say it's mushy, and that's been compared directly with the 4K that you can get from the Sony a7S III. They could introduce pixel binning here, so that stepping down from 4K HQ or 8K isn't as significant. That would level the playing field a little bit with the a7S III. However, pixel binning would increase processor overhead, and that would mean that that mode may become limited. This is unlikely because Canon need to maintain an unlimited option on 4K. The last option I'll consider is what I call the Sony option, because this option is available on all recent Sony cameras. Sony implemented a high temperature mode, or tripod mode, so called because the camera becomes too hot to handle and you're only meant to use it if the camera is on a tripod. This would be an easy firmware fix for Canon, but would they do it? Canon normally go for the safe option. It might be they've been too conservative in setting that temperature limit for hand holding. But would they introduce a Sony fix? Would they introduce a tripod mode for filming? Watch this channel for future updates, including Canon's next move.